Hello, my name is Orange Sauce, and welcome back to the NCAA Dynasty. This week we have Washington State, and we're coming off a loss to Northern Illinois, and we want to get some redemption here against our rival. As you can see, we have an extremely good rush offense, and they have an extremely good pass offense. So it's going to be a battle of contrasting styles today as the Vandals take on the Cougars. And hopefully we can get it done, get the W against our rival, and that'll be a big win for us because right now we're 1-2, and we don't want to fall to 1-3. We want to get it back up to 2-2, which will be big for our recruiting, our current players, and our coaches. Here we have some trash talking going on before the game because this is a big game for both schools. It's a pretty big rivalry, even though they're not in the same state. They are in different states. And here's the opening kickoff as Coker is going to return this one, and he's going to take it out of the end zone from about 8 yards deep, and he's going to get out to maybe the 18-yard line. Not a wise decision to take it out of the end zone because he only gets to about the 18. So here we have a little read option game, and it's handed off to Kirby, and Kirby gets about 6 yards on the carry. That's going to set up 2nd and 4. And Idaho really wants to score here on the first drive as Kirby gets the screen, but he is not going anywhere. He gets tackled for no gain. That's going to be 3rd and 4, and that's a quick 3rd down for Idaho. Hopefully they can convert. And Andrews fakes a handoff. He pitches it, and Kirby is going to get the first down, and he's going to get out to about the 42-yard line. And that is a very big play for Idaho. Idaho really needed that, and they got it. The worst way to start out today would be to go 3 and out, and luckily Idaho avoided it. But Andrews almost sacked there. He gets the handoff. He fakes the handoff there, but he's tackled for only a 2-yard gain. That's going to set up 3rd and 8. And this is also a very big play. Hopefully Andrews can get a first down here as he fakes the handoff, and he's going to run, and he is going to get the first down. He's going to take it out to about the 41-yard line of Washington State, and that's going to be a first down, Vandals. Here's a fake handoff. He pitches it. Oh, but it's a fumble, and Washington State recovers. That is a terrible play for Idaho because you never want to see a turnover on the opening drive, and that's exactly what happened. The play was reviewed, but it was confirmed. But luckily and hopefully the Idaho defense can get a stop here. And Downs, and it's 3rd down. Steve Downs with the reception. That's going to set up 3rd and 5, and Idaho really looking to get off the field here, and it would be a very big help. But oh no. Downs with the reception again, and he's going to go all the way, and that's going to be a touchdown Washington State as they go up 7-0. Idaho has the ball again, and Andrews fakes the handoff, and he's going to run it, and he could get the first down, but he's going to be stopped about 2 yards short. Dustin Andrews with the 8-yard rush, and here he is again with the fake handoff, but he's going to get sacked, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. So all the yards he gained on the previous play are forgotten as it's 3rd and 10. And he drops back, but he's nearly sacked again, but he just barely got rid of it. And it's going to be Washington State ball on about the 32 as Rogers drops back and passes it to Wilson. And Wilson gets nowhere as he's tackled for a loss on the play. Washington State in the shotgun. Rogers drops back. He can't find anyone, but he does almost throw an interception there as it bounced off the hands of the Idaho defender, and Joseph Rogers is going to get sacked for a huge loss, and that's going to set up 4th and 22. This is exactly what Idaho needed to get back in this game, and Andrews is going to fake the handoff, and he's going to run, and he could get a big gain, and he does. He gets 7 yards on the carry, and that's going to set up 2nd and 3, and Idaho could use a big play here and get a touchdown as they get a first down from Guy Gould with a 5-yard reception. Once again with the read option, but Andrews is going to be tackled in the backfield for a 1-yard loss, and that was not a very good play. Very unproductive for Idaho as they look to get back in this game. Mosley with the reception, and he's only going to get 3 yards on the play. And Idaho is going to be in 3rd and 8. And Andrews is running, and he gets a first down and more as he slides to avoid a hit. And that's a huge play for Idaho because that means they get to keep the ball and they still have a chance to score. Here with some triple option again as Andrews fakes the handoff and he pitches it to Kirby, but Kirby's going to be tackled in the backfield for a 4-yard loss as that was an ill-advised pitch from Andrews, my bad. And Andrews just has to throw it away, and he's 3 for 6 on the day with only 8 yards passing. Here's another screen play to Kirby, but Kirby, no, it's Francis, and Francis is going to get tackled for a 3-yard loss, and Idaho is going to be forced to punt. It's a touchback, and Rogers drops back, and he throws it, and it's caught, and Bailey is going to go the distance. Bailey's going to get a touchdown for Washington State, and Washington State is going to go up 14-0. That was a huge play, and Washington State got a monster gain from Bailey. Andrews audibles out of that play. He passes it to Mosley, and Mosley gets 3 yards on the reception, and that's going to set up 2nd and 7. And Gould gets it, and Gould gets a first down with 11 yards. And Andrews drops back again, and he throws it to Gould again, who gets 6 yards on the reception. And Dustin Andrews fakes the handoff, and he runs, and he gets a first down on a 5-yard carry. Idaho could get back in the game with a touchdown here. And Gould gets the reception again, and it's going to be 2nd and 5 on the 45-yard line. Andrews fakes the handoff, and he's going to get a first down and more. He got 12 yards on the carry, and that's going to be 1st and 10 for Idaho. Hopefully they can get a touchdown. Oh, but Andrews throws an interception to Crosby, and Crosby takes it out to about the 26-yard line. That is exactly what Idaho did not want to happen. That's their 2nd turnover on the day as Andrews throws an interception, and that is huge for the Washington State defense. They really came through on that drive, but that's an incomplete pass as Rogers could not find his receiver, who was open, but just an errant pass, and no one came down with it. Rogers drops back, and he gives it to Williams, who gets a first down. Rogers is 5 for 9 today, and here he is in the shotgun. He can't find anyone. He throws it, and he gives it to Bailey, who is a little short of the first down, and that's going to be 4th and 2, and Idaho's going to get the ball back. Idaho on the 1, and Andrews fakes the handoff and gets 12 yards on the carry to get Idaho out of the shadow of their own goalpost. Here he is again. He fakes the handoff again, and he gets maybe 7 on the carry, and it's going to be 2nd and 3, and Idaho already with 88 rushing yards in the first half. Andrews drops back, but he's sacked, and that's going to be 3rd and 14. This is a huge hole they need to get out of to stay in this game. Andrews drops back, and he passes it. And it's intercepted again by Harris, his 2nd pick in the last 2 drives. And that's the Idaho's 3rd turnover on the day. 2 picks, 1 fumble. Dustin Andrews is not having a very good day today as he is thrown for 2 picks. And as you can see there, Joseph Rogers almost throwing a pick, but it's dropped by the Idaho defender. Rogers drops back again, and he gives it to Finley, and Finley steps out for a negative 3-yard gain. Rogers in the shotgun. He drops back. He gives it to... Who is that? I could not tell who that was, but it looks like it was incomplete, and that's going to be 4th and 13, and they're going to kick the field goal and get it as Andrews goes for about a 5-yard gain to set up 2nd and 5. Andrews again with the ball. He hands it off to Kirby, and Kirby gets a first down on a 7-yard carry. And that's, if Idaho can score going into half, that could be big because that could mean that they would get back in the game. Andrews hands it off again to Kirby, but Kirby gets nowhere on the run as he only gets a yard. And once again, Idaho in the shotgun. Andrews drops back. He gives it to Mosley, and Mosley gets a first down. A 6-yard reception on 3rd and 5 to give Idaho a first down. Andrews fakes the handoff, and he pitches it. Oh, but it bounces off the Idaho player who fails to pick it up, and Poland picks it up, and that's Idaho's 4th turnover in the first half. This Washington State defense is having a monstrous day. monstrous day taking the ball away from Idaho. And that's really going to cost Idaho in the end, as that's their 4th turnover already in the half. And that is huge. Washington State with the lead and the ball going into the half. And they do get the ball at half. So if they could score here, they could potentially go up 31-0 going into the half. Well, 31-0 after the first drive of the half. Rogers passes to Bailey, and Bailey gets a first down. And that could be bad for Idaho, and Washington State calls their first timeout. Rogers drops back again, and he gives it to Bailey again, who gets out to the 1-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and goal on the 1. And Idaho really needs to stop here to prevent Washington State from going up 24-0. And it's a touchdown, and Washington State is going to go up 24-0 as Mark Castillo gets the reception. Andrews fakes the handoff, and he's running, and he has a big lane, and he gets 13 yards on the carry, and that's going to be another 1st and 10 for Idaho. And Andrews is going to fake the handoff again, and then he's going to run. He's going to pitch it to Kirby, and Kirby's going to get nowhere on the run as he only gets a yard, and that's going to be 2nd and 9. Andrews fakes the handoff. He pitches it to Kirby, and Kirby gets 5 yards on the carry, and that's going to be 3rd and 4. Andrews reverses the play, and he hands it off to Francis, and Francis gets a first down. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Idaho on about the 46-yard line of Washington State. Andrews fakes the handoff. He gets about 5 yards on the carry, and this could be big for Idaho if they can score here. Strong gets the handoff, and he gets 3 yards, and that's going to be 3rd and 1. And Idaho calls their 2nd timeout. It's 3rd and 1. Andrews is in the shotgun. He drops back. He passes it. He's open. Mosley gets it. And he's out to the 14-yard line of Washington State. And Idaho could score here going into the half. And that could be big for the momentum. He drops back again. And Mosley catches it. And it's a touchdown, Idaho. And it's going to be 24-7 going into the half with Washington State holding on to the lead. The last play of the half. He drops back, and it's going to be incomplete, but there is 1 second left, so Washington State could have a chance to go up 31-7 into the half. Rogers drops back again. He passes it. It's a Hail Mary, but he's sacked. It's going to be 3rd and 18, but the half is over, so Washington State gets the ball back at the half time, and hopefully this Idaho defense can come through and get a few stops and get the offense the ball back, who can hopefully hold on to the ball and score a few touchdowns to get Idaho back in this game. Here we see Rogers dropping back, and he gives it to Downs, and Downs gets a first down and 11 yards on the reception. Not a very good day for the Idaho defense, but when has the Idaho defense ever had a good day? As they have been horrendous all season, and that is something that Coach Orange Sauce is working on with the recruits he's bringing in on defense and on offense, because he is bringing in recruits that fit his system to do what he wants to do, which is good news for Idaho, as he already has a few commitments. As Rogers drops back, and he passes it to Downs, and Downs sheds a tackle, and Downs could go all the way, and Downs is going to go all the way and get a touchdown, and Washington State is going to go up 31-7 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter, as Steve Downs goes a long way for a touchdown. And Kirby gets the handoff, and Kirby gets tackled an inch short of the first down line, and that's going to be 2nd and inches, as Kirby's going to get the number again, and he's going to get a first down this time and 10 yards. Kirby getting up slowly on the play, but he's still good. Andrews fakes the handoff, but he gets tackled in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. Andrews drops back, and he gives it to Gould, and Gould gets a big play in 23 yards. That's a big play from Idaho, as they could score here and cut the lead to 17, as they would only be down 31-14. Andrews hands it off to Kirby, and Kirby gets a slow start, but he still gets 5 yards on the carry, and Idaho has 158 rushing yards on the day as Kirby gets tackled for a 2-yard gain. And Kirby is injured on the play which is terrible news for Idaho because he is their star running back and he is their go-to guy, as Andrews gets tackled for no gain, but Idaho is going to go for it on fourth down because they are going for the win, and Andrews fakes the handoff, and he goes in for a touchdown, and Idaho gets 14 up on the board. Idaho is still down 31-14 as they kick it off to Washington State. Rogers drops back, and he just overthrows his receiver, and that's going to be an incompletion. Here he is again. Rogers drops back. He throws it to Williams, and Williams gets a first down and 15 yards. This Idaho defense is getting torched through the air, and they need to do something about it to hopefully get the Idaho offense the ball back, who has been on a roll lately, scoring 2 touchdowns in their last 2 drives. It's going to be 2nd and 10 here as Rogers is in the shotgun. There's a motion, and Rogers drops back. He can't find anyone, but he's going to throw it. Oh, and Castillo gets open, and Castillo gets a touchdown on a 58-yard touchdown reception. And that's going to be a huge play as Washington State takes all the momentum back and goes up 38-14. And Andrews drops back, and he throws it to Mosley, who comes down with it for 21 yards, and that's going to be a 1st and 10 for Idaho. And here he is again. Andrews drops back, but he's sacked, and he fumbles. And oh my gosh, Idaho with their 5th turnover on the day. This is just a terrible day for the Idaho offense as they cannot come away with anything, as that's now 2 interceptions and 3 fumbles, which is just atrocious for their turnover margin, as Washington State has yet to have a turnover. Rogers can't find anyone, so he scrambles, and he nearly throws an interception, which would be his first on the day, as he is having a career day so far, as he drops back again, and he gives it to Castillo, who sheds a tackle and gets down to the 7-yard line. And Castillo is having a huge day, almost 100 yards, as he has 97 right now, and Idaho somehow has 17 first downs to Washington State 7, but Washington State has a hold on the play, so it will not be a touchdown, and they will have to wait to go up 45-14. Rogers drops back. He gives it to Williams, and Williams gets down to the 1-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd and goal on the 1 with a chance to go up 45-14. And the Idaho defense could really come through here with a stop. And they do. And Washington State is going to be stopped on the goal line. It's going to be 4th and goal, and they're going to kick the field goal. And Idaho gets the ball back. Andrews pitches it to Kirby, and Kirby breaks free, and Kirby gets a first down and 15 yards on the play. And that's a big play from Kirby. Andrews fakes the handoff, and he pitches it to Kirby, and Kirby goes, and he breaks free, and he gets like 25 yards on the play. And that's a huge rush from Kirby, as Andrews fakes the handoff yet again, and he pitches it to Kirby, but this time Kirby is stopped in the backfield for a -1-yard loss. Well, -1-yard gain, as a -1-yard loss would be a 1-yard gain. But Dustin Andrews goes for 6 yards on the carry, and here he is again faking the handoff, but pitching it to Kirby, and Kirby gets nowhere as he stopped for about a 2-yard gain, and it's going to be 4th and 4, and Idaho is going to be forced to go for it. And they get it. Andrews with the 10-yard rush and a first down for Idaho. Andrews coming through in the clutch, and that is a big-time play right there from Andrews, who is only a sophomore, I think, as he gets down to the goal line on a 13-yard rush. And Andrews is having a big day on the ground, but not so much in the air, as he gets a touchdown. He gets a rushing touchdown for the 2nd time today. And Rogers drops back, and he throws it, and Williams comes away with it, and Williams gets down to the 10-yard line, and Washington State could score again, and they might, as they're on the 10-yard line, and Rogers fakes the handoff and gets down to the 1. It's going to be 2nd and 1 on the 1, with Washington State having the ball and a chance to go up 48-21, and they do, as John Wilson comes away with the touchdown reception. And Andrews drops back, and he's going to pass it to Mosley, and Mosley's going to get a big play, and that's Idaho's 157th passing yard on the day. And another interception from Andrews, and that's Idaho's 6th turnover on the day. And Idaho is just getting crushed so far on these turnovers as Castillo comes away with the screen and gets 15 yards on the reception. And Rogers drops back once again, and he gives it to Downs, and Downs gets about 6 yards on the play. But this Idaho defense needs to step it up here, and so does the offense. But Bailey gets a first down catch, and that's going to be 1st and 10 in Idaho territory on about the 36-yard line as Rogers drops back, and he gives it to Finley, and Finley gets nowhere on the play. He gets about 3 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and 7. Rogers drops back, and he passes it to Castillo, and Castillo gets 5 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and 2. Rogers once again in the shotgun. He fakes the handoff to... No, he does hand it off to Finley, but he's stopped, and it's going to be Idaho ball as they're going to be forced to kick a field goal. And Washington State goes up 51-21, and Gould drops it. What was a huge play, they only get a first down out of because of a roughing the passer call. And John Mosley comes away with the 21-yard reception, and he is having a big day, unlike Andrews, as Andrews gets an intentional grounding penalty that sets him back 15 yards, and Andrews throws yet another interception to Harris, and that's his 4th on the day, and that's Idaho's 7th turnover. This is just disastrous for Idaho. And this is just a terrible day for Idaho as Pitts breaks free, and he's going to get a touchdown, and Washington State is going to go up 58-21, and they are just rubbing it in now as Andrews drops back, and he can't find anyone, so he's just going to throw it away. Dustin Andrews with 4 interceptions on the day as he hands it off to Kirby, and Kirby gets stopped for no gain. And here's the triple option, and Andrews fakes the handoff. He pitches it to Kirby, and Kirby's going to get about 9 yards on the play, but it's going to be a 1st and 10. Here's the triple option again. Andrews fakes the handoff. He runs, but he gets stopped for about a 4-yard gain. Andrews fakes the handoff. He breaks free. He tries to pitch it, but another fumble. That's the 4th fumble on the day for Idaho, and that's going to do him in, because that's their 8th turnover. Joe Pitts is just going to run it, and Idaho is going to be forced to call a timeout, and then Washington State is just going to kneel it and come away with the win. So Washington State wins 58-21 in Week 4 of the NCAA Dynasty. My name is Orange Sauce, and I'll see you next week. And have a good week.